Hello, how are you doing? My name is Juan Carlos Brando. Thank you so much for having us today in this show with the attorneys in the law firm of Margaret W. Wong and Associates. The attorney Margaret W. Wong today is in Nashville office, and we are talking with one of the attorneys in the law firm, Olaide Oseni. So we're going to be talking with him. He's doing an awesome job in the office, and the attorney Margaret W. Wong and Associates have over 15 attorneys working in the law firm and working with the attorney Margaret W. Wong, who has over 45 or over 46 years of experience working on the immigration field. Um, they have offices in 9 cities in the United States: Atlanta, Chicago, Cleveland, Columbus, Memphis, Minneapolis, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. And the phone number, if you want to call for more information, is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Let's welcome the attorney, Olaide Oseni. Good afternoon, attorney. How are you doing today?
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm good. I'm doing fine. And you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you so much for your time, for this space for answering questions to our audience. And I would like to start by asking about some people that are coming to the United States from many countries. I would say Middle East, the southeastern countries, and also from African countries that want to apply for asylum in the United States. But now they are talking about a rule that they want to prevent people from coming if they walked or they lived in another country before coming to the United States. So I don't know if you've heard about this new rule that is in discussion, but how do you think it's going to affect the people that want to come and apply for asylum in the United States?
That's kind of like a tricky question because it applies to different nationalities, and it depends on the situation of where you're coming from. So if you're coming from like Central America, which most of the time you have to go through certain countries before you get to the United States, and in some situations we've seen immigrants, they've stayed in certain countries that are not their nationality for a while before coming to the United States. So in those kind of situations, the government is trying to say, okay, if everything is going on good where you were, why don't you stay there instead of coming to the United States to seek asylum? So those kind of cases, there are ways to navigate, those issues and and fight against that. And the other side of it is if you're coming from, Africa or Europe. Most of the time, you have to fly down to the United States. So it's tougher for an immigrant coming, for the government, sorry, to challenge an immigrant coming from European countries or African countries because they rarely stay in other countries before they come here. Most of them come here directly on flight, and even if they have a layover, they are in the airport, and they don't really have the benefit of applying for asylum easily in the airport. So yeah, it's a delicate matter right now, and a lot of people are caught up in the web. So, but regardless of the situation you are, it's something that we can navigate and look at the history and look at your situation. So each individual situation is kind of like different, and warrants different approaches.
Okay, thank you very much, attorney, for this answer. And yes, it's a tricky situation for people, and it's still not a rule or still not a law, but it's in discussion. And some people have criticized this because getting rid of the Title 42 that was established by the prior administration with former President Trump, and now talking about this possibility of restricting some asylum applications has been very criticized because they say it's even worse than what they said before. But hopefully, it's not going to come to the scene, it's not going to be approved. And well, hopefully, we're not going to have to talk about it in the future. Talking about some other stuff, we have a question that comes in our inbox, and it says, "Dear attorneys, do you have a process for green card renewal, or is that something that I could do by myself? It's just I'm not very good uh, English, and I would need your help in this case."
For that question, when it comes to green card, it's like I said earlier, like most of the immigration situation, is unique to the different individuals and based on your situation. So, there's some situations you can do yourself. On some situations, it's always better to have an attorney because the attorney can, review the history of your immigration process and see the best, approach towards, you know, um, getting the best result for you. So, and there's some situations whereby if you do it yourself and you don't know, you're not conversant or you don't have the legal you don't know the legal consequences of some of your actions in the past, it's gonna be tough for you to, do it yourself and going in there blindly without an attorney looking at your case, is detrimental to your case. So the best approach is still to like try and talk to an attorney first. I don't know your specific situation right now, but try and talk to an attorney first, and that attorney will be able to tell you if it's something they have to do for you, or if it's something that they can just point you to a place to go to or resources to explore to do it on your own.
Okay, thank you so much, Attorney Olaide. And if you need more information, please just give us a call. The phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Pela is texting us. She says, hello, Madam Wong and team. Today we have the Attorney Olaide. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please just write it down. And now we have Blessed Yo or Yao. Documentarily in August 2022, IR1, married to a United States citizen. I am from Ghana. When should I expect my visa interview date?
Okay, so based on so that depends on the date of your filing and also the whenever you received your receipt notice from USCIS. And also your interview date is still subject to a lot of backlogs that USCIS is navigating right now. But based on current situations, things are moving faster. So, and like I said, I don't know the specific file receipt notice date you got, and I don't know the date you had your biometrics done. So it all depends on that. I can't give you a specific date for your interview. It's still subject to like the schedule of USCIS. So, but I'm sure if everything is fine with your applications and and they don't need to send a request for more evidence for you, then you should get an interview date as soon as possible. And it typically takes like to yeah, like maybe depending on maybe it's 6 months or 10 months. I can't just give you a date. It's kind of like tricky that way to give a date because I'm not in the shoes of the USCIS officers working on it and looking at the backlogs they have. So
Okay, thank you very much, Attorney, for this answer. Please, Bless Yao. If you want to call the office, the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. This next person, I don't know if you can identify this language, is Creole or Creole and French is the languages that he speaks
Okay.
from some place in Africa.
Okay.
He says, "How could I find a sponsor for humanitarian program?"
Okay. So I will have to ask the person, are they in the United States? Sometimes some people file humanitarian, applications while they're in the United States, particularly when, something emergency is going on. And if it's outside the country, it should look for like organizations that could sponsor that. And also like you can call, can call office to kind of like navigate that more. Yeah, there are different sponsors. Sometimes if you're coming to the United States, you if you have relatives here that could like file for you and they are qualifying relatives, then yeah, then that will be good. But there are also like other essential elements of that you have to look into, because you can't just say because you have a sponsor then you're coming in. So there are other things, your main essence of coming, whether medical or whatever emergency needs to be something solid. um,
Okay, thank you so much, attorney. And yeah, this person, the name or the last name is Papatote or Papatote. I don't know if I'm saying it right or wrong. That's the last name. So please, Rich, if you can call the office, the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Hi, I applied for asylum in the United States, but all my family is in Sudan. How can I bring them?
Okay, so you can. It depends on the stage your asylum application is had. So some people got the asylum granted, and they applied for naturalization afterward, and yeah, they can easily bring their family. But also it depends on who you're bringing. The timeline for your siblings, and also their age. So there are a lot of rules about that, and depending on who it is, how related the person is to you, and how old the person is, whether the person is married or not. Those are like questions that will determine, you know, if you can bring them and how fast you can bring them.
Okay, thank you so much, attorney. And this next question is very interesting because it says, "Good afternoon. I did the word of court for my daughter. It was approved one day before she turned 18.
Okay,
Now we filed the I 360
correct.
and they sent a request for more
Evidence.
evidence, and they said that we needed to prove that we needed to prove why they should grant her special juvenile status. After a while, they denied it, and now we need to know what we can do. We are still in the gap for appealing this case, but we don't know what to do when we are really desperate for her."
Okay, so when it comes to SIJ, that's a special immigrant juvenile. Uh, what happens is, so the father you get an order from a court doesn't automatically grant you the status. You still have to file that order with some other supporting documents with the to the USCIS. So the USCIS is looking for, that there are elements they are looking for, and those elements in you can either prove abandonment, you can abuse or neglect. So if the immigrant, the juvenile, who hasn't turned 18 yet, was found to have been neglected or abused or abandoned by either of the parents, um, then that finding has to be in the order that the court grants. Otherwise, if that finding is not in those order or in that order, then the USCIS in most cases wouldn't approve that. So a lot of the time, you have to go back to the court to you know ask for the judge to uh, do some amendment, or yeah, about that, or you can ask for the transcript of proceedings. But the best way to navigate this kind of issue is still having an attorney that does this very well. And our office, we are great in word of court cases. And so yeah, I would just advise the person call our office for that, and we can see how we can help them.
Okay, thank you very much, attorney. And don't forget the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Don't forget that the attorney Margaret W. Wong has over 15 attorneys working with her in the office. So they are taking care of your case, not only in the office, but they also go to court to defend your immigration case. They fight for you. They go and they have all the arguments, all the allegations in order to help you stay in the United States, or even bring your family, reunite your family to for you to get a work permit, or for you to get an immigration relief, which is the main goal that we have in the office. Don't forget that green card is one thing, U.S. citizenship is a different thing, but in the office they can help you starting from where you are until the citizenship, which could be just one step or 10 steps, 15 steps. But the good thing is that you are going to get a relief if you qualify. Don't forget to call. The phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Um, the next question is, I have two gas stations in the United States. I have a friend that I would like to bring to the country because I want to start another gas station, and he's an administrator. What is the process to bring this person, as he's an administrator and I really need one to administrate my gas stations?
Okay, so that's kind of like going through like the labor certification. So if you're an employer in the United States, and you meet the requirements to employ an immigrant, and so there are different visa categories for you to bring immigrants into the country. And also for immigrants that are within the United States, there are also procedures for you to like employ them, and you have to go through the labor certification. Then you have, after that, another process. Even prior to the labor certification, you have to do some advertisement to make sure like there is no United States citizen or legal permanent resident that is eligible for that position, and it's because they don't want you to just give out a job that someone else that's permanent, that's legally here on a permanent resident status, or as a United States citizen. They don't want you to give those jobs out to someone else. So you have to prove that, and then employ that person. But it depends on whether you're qualified for that. So that's a question that I don't have enough details to give you the right answer, but you can call our office and we can help you with that.
Okay, thank you so much, attorney. Don't forget, the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. My son is doing drugs and has become very violent. I had to call the police a few times because he beat me up. One day I ended up in the hospital. Is that something I can use to get an immigration relief?
Okay, so that I'm sorry about your situation, and it's not a pleasant situation. But it all depends on if is your there's something called U visa. It's something that we could look to, but there are requirements into that. So and also like you have other options that can be explored, but you we just have to like also determine the status of your son and also your status and see how we could whether you visa is the best approach or whether we could explore other options. So you can call our office to give us more details about that, and we will see how we can help with that.
Okay, thank you so much, attorney. Don't forget, 9 offices in the United States, 9 offices in the United States of America, in Atlanta, Chicago, Cleveland, Columbus, Memphis, Minneapolis, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. And the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. This next question is, I used to have DACA, but I broke up with my girlfriend 6 years ago and I fell in depression. Didn't renew my DACA again because I just wanted to leave the country and I didn't care. But now I realize that I really need my DACA. I don't want to go out of the country anymore. I overcame the situation, but now I don't have DACA. Could I renew DACA even though I didn't renew it since 6 years ago?
So that also depends on your special circumstance that led you not to renew it earlier. But in this kind of situation, I need more information. These are to kind of like I can't give you a direct answer right now. So it depends on how long ago were you meant to renew it, and and how we can show a set of circumstances that prevented you from renewing it, and and we could do those applications to get that renewed. So you can call our office, you know, and we'll help you with that.
Okay, thank you so much, attorney. And yeah, some people fall in depression. I don't know why. Some people, I've heard this several times. They even have the green card. And they say, oh, yeah, if this doesn't work, or if I break up with this person, or if this happens, I just leave the country, or I just want to leave. I don't want to live here anymore. They have a green card, they leave the country, and then after a few years they want to come back but they lost everything. So could I recover or retake my green card if I give it up?
So that's a yes, no question. How long was the person outside the United States for? So, under the Immigration and National Naturalization Act, and other case laws too. There are certain numbers of days that you are allowed to be outside the country for. So if you're gonna be outside the country for more than those numbers of days, then you must have good um, evidence to show or something that was that occurred that was beyond your control. If you had medical emergencies, and you have like documentation from your physician and medical records and all those things, that can help too. But I will also advise you call our office, because each individual case is kind of like require different approaches. So yeah, so that we can best help you with that.
Okay, thank you so much, attorney Olaide Oseni. And well, we have another question coming in through our uh, Facebook Live, and this person says, "Hi, I am Venezuelan, lived in Chile for 4 years, then moved to the United Kingdom, and they denied my asylum here. Could someone apply for me for the parole and fly me into the United States? Thank you."
So just to clarify the question, uh, the person The application was asylum application was done in the UK, not in the US.
Yes, that's what I understand. They denied the asylum in the United Kingdom.
In the United Kingdom. So could someone apply for a power for me and fly me into the United States? So that's something else. So the legal requirement for asylum in the United Kingdom is different from in the United States. So for us to help you, we have to like look through the history of your immigration, travel trips and everything, and see why they denied you, because all these questions are gonna be asked, by immigration officers here. Why were you denied asylum in the UK? And and what were the instances? Why do you want asylum? So you have to call our office to help you with this. So yeah, because that's the best way to get those information. The best way we can best give you the right answers.
Okay. Thank you so much, Attorney Olaide. And well, we're going to let you go for today. We have a few more questions, but our time is up. Thank you. It's very nice talking to you. Very nice to meet you. And we hope to have you soon in the show.
Oh, thank you so much too. And those are great questions. I know
Yes,
people.
so people are really active. Uh, do we have time for one more question?
Oh yes, yes, I can do that.
Okay, so this person says, um, if your petitioner has passed away and you wanted to check the status of your I-130 with your service center, will that affect your application? Maybe, let's say, my father was filing for me, the
Hmm.
I-130
Hmm.
uh, is pending, and he passes away.
Okay.
Would that affect my case?
So, so it depends on the stage you have, and now you're specifically saying your father's situation. So yeah, that may not. It depends because there are different family categories. We have people that have their spouses pass away in the midst of this situation, and we still help them get their I-130 granted. So it depends on what stage they're at, but there's still a greater chance that that will still be granted. Yeah. So that person can call our office, and we'll ask more questions to best navigate their issue.
That's perfect. Thank you so much, attorney. And don't forget, the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Attorney Olaide, thank you so much one more time
Thank you
for
so much,
having us
sir.
today. I'm looking forward to see you soon.
All right. Thank you so much, man. Have a great day in Atlanta.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Okay. Bye bye.
And don't forget, the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Call the office of the attorney Margaret W. Wong, and there are over 15 attorneys working in the law firm. They are working full time for you. They will go to court, they will go to immigration if they need, they will file your application, they will check everything so that everything is done correctly. There are a bunch of paralegals and legal assistants, but all of them are supervised by the attorneys. Uh, the difference between working with just a paralegal outside of a law firm and working with the attorney is that the attorney has uh, to present in front of the bar. If they do something wrong, the bar is gonna call them. If you go to just any paralegal around the street, around the road, and they do something wrong, there is nothing you can do because they are not attorneys. They don't count to the bar. So if you need to do whatever stuff regarding to immigration, please do it with an attorney certified in the bar association. The phone number to talk to the attorneys in the law firm of Margaret W. Wong is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Thank you so much for having us today. See you next time. Have a good lunch and good luck.